The Avro Arrow is legendary in Canadian aviation. The Arrow was originally developed in the 1950s and was billed as possibly the fastest aircraft in the world. Almost 50 years later, interest in the Arrow still exists as the Toronto Aerospace Museum unveiled the replica of the legendary Canadian aircraft.
The Avro Arrow represents a significant chapter in Toronto area aviation history, as well as that of Canada, which is why we felt compelled to resurrect this titan from our past and recreate it.
The Avro Arrow is a symbol of all that's great about the aerospace industry. Innovation, advancement, passion for flying, and people who are committed to excellence.
The original Avro Arrow, it seemed to me, is really a marvel of engineering. It was designed in 23 months. The first aircraft rolled off the production line in 28 months, and that's no mean feat, even back 50 years ago. Our commemorative model is replicating the outside details and shape of the Avro Arrow. We chose to replicate the third aircraft. It was a very special one. It's set aside from others of the 5 that flew because it had so many specific details. It was the only Arrow that actually flew with 2 people on board. It was the only Arrow that had the Canadian ensign emblazoned on the tail.
The mysterious closure and destruction of the Arrow and all of its blueprints has since sparked a variety of conspiracy theories among Canadians.
As we all know, the cancellation of the program in 1959 was a real blow to Canada's burgeoning aircraft industry. Not only did it represent a loss of countless jobs in the area, but it was also a real setback to the innovative culture that had been fostered within Canada through the 40s and 50s.
8 years in the making, the replica cost the museum $50,000, although the actual cost could be much higher.
If I totaled up the value of the contributions from corporations, the value of the volunteer labor component, I placed the value of the replica to replace it at nearly $1.5 million.
Present at the unveiling were several of the engineers that worked on the original Arrow who expressed their attachment to the project.
Hey, it affects us inside. It really does. You bet. There's no question that it has emotional relationships to all of us. And it isn't just those that worked on the original. It affects the volunteers in a similar manner.
The Avro Arrow replica was not built as a reminder of former glory, but rather as inspiration for future engineers to allow Canada's aviation industry to excel.